Hello, Braves country. It's Coach Ken Anderson for Hardcore Braves, and we're at the end of another series of the Mariner series. And whoa, we lost our first series of the year. So I'm going to go to you, Ryan. How are you feeling tonight?
Dead inside. The world's coming to an end. It's all bleeping over, Ken. I don't know why we're even living at this point. Why are we even going to LA? Why are we even trying at this point? That's where I'm at, Ken. How about you?
Yeah, it's hard life, isn't it? To be 26-12, best record in MLB. But we're going to give it a shot, guys. We're going to try to walk you through these three games. We're not going to spend a ton of time on game one because we've already did that. It's episode 14, Coach's Corner. Remember, Brady pins on that. Y'all jump in that and watch that. We broke down the whole game one. We're just going to kind of hit on the highlights. It was a disappointing loss. We lose 5-4. We had a 4-0 lead. They tried to extend J.R. Ritchie. He was completely out of gas. Walk, Luke Raley, home run. We bring in Kenley. Kenley looks out of gas too. We'll talk about him on game three. And he hangs the curveball. Crawford hits it out. Just kind of a rough game. Bummer pitches, and we hope that might be one of the last times he pitches as Dylan Dodd finally did throw his first rehab game as we were taping and was excellent. So he should be ready to go pretty soon. So that's kind of how the game went. The kid pitched well. We had 4 solo home runs: Baldwin, Ozzie, Matt, and Austin. It was good for Austin. That was his last hit he got in the series, but that's okay. We'll go to Ryan. And got any other thoughts on game one?
Alston did rope a single into left field his last at bat in game one. So that was his last hit. Listen, look, I've been getting DMs, fix Austin Riley, fix Austin Riley, fix Austin Riley, fix Austin Riley. It's not my job to fix Austin Riley. Austin Riley is not going to listen to me. There's way better caliber hitting coaches, aka Tim Hires, aka Chipper Jones, aka anybody that's in the Braves system. I'm pretty sure that they can handle Austin Riley. But if you must know, there's the only thing that's wrong with Austin is he is still not, his direction's still not right center field. That's it. That's the only thing going on with him. He's pulling off the ball too much. He's too pull happy. Once he finally figures that out, you'll see him take off.
I agree, and he needs just to hunt the fastball. Stop trying to guess. If he gets fooled, he gets fooled. If you start seeing spin, just take the pitch for a little while until he gets focused on right center, is my opinion. So we lose the game. Any thoughts of Weiss getting kind of hamstrung a little bit and having to go to Kenley again and having to leave JR out there?
I mean, we could go all into that, Ken, if we wanted to, but we already did that on Coach's Corner. So if you guys want to hear that whole discussion, because it's a pretty good one, it is over on episode 14, the Coach's Corner. So you should go check that out. It's literally the first 15 minutes of that episode. So we're moving on to game two.
Yeah, we'll get to game two, and we'll talk about the whole roster construction at the end. We had another good news out of one of them tonight. Another guy that's coming back. So let's get to game two. Game two, that's Brian Wolf in game three. He pitched a great game. But game two, let me tell you something about George Kirby. George, we told you on Hip Coil, guys, y'all DM us all the time. All you have to do is watch the show. You don't have to write us and ask us questions because we literally go through the series and not that we're trying to brag, but we need to brag a little bit, Ryan. We're hitting these things right in the mouth. Kirby was difficult as expected. But you know who else was difficult? Bryce Elder. Big Texas threw the piss out of the ball again. Are we seeing the actual evolution that Bryce Elder may be here to stay, Ryan?
I mean, it's definitely looking that way. I mean, he called it was yesterday. First inning, he just had that FU mentality. I think it was like 13 pitches and blew guys away. Like they didn't even have a chance. I think I messaged you that in the first inning. I was like, if he's got that stuff all game long, good luck to the Mariners because it was nasty. He was pinpointing. Obviously, the command kind of weaned a little bit later on in the game, but Bryce literally is a dog right now, and he looks really, really good.
Yeah, he only had the one inning. He got a little squirrely, but he just looks good. He's striking out batters. He had 9 strikeouts in this game. He's added that pitch that's almost disappearing on hitters. And I kind of expect him to get 5 to 6 strikeouts. Maybe not the 9, but I expect him to get 5 or 6 strikeouts a game now, don't you, Ron?
Yeah, I don't know what adjustment he made with his changeup. but that thing was falling off the daggum table yesterday. That pitch that y'all just saw on Julio Rodriguez started at his mid thigh and it ended up in the dirt. That is disgusting. I don't know what adjustment he made on that pitch, but it's it's really good, and he continues to, I mean, evolve even as the season's going on. He's making in-game adjustments. He's making adjustments during his bullpen sessions. He's really turning into a high-end starter right now, and I know a lot of people in Braves country absolutely hate that.
There are a few that do, but even the ones that were haters are starting to come his way. I wouldn't classify Ben as a hater, but definitely he was a doubter, and our own Ben Weaver now is a believer. It's slowly but surely, but he pitches like this for another month and a half. Not only will he be in the All Star game, he'll definitely pitch in the All Star game. So before we get into how we won the game on the offensive side, we won the game because of pitching. Rice was lights out, and then we bring these three cats at the back of the bullpen. I don't even care no more. I keep trying to say they're one of. No, I'm going to say they're the best three lined up in the back. I went through. We're going to do a Braves hip coil. Check that out on the Dodgers series coming up. We just saw the Mariners big three. Spire didn't pitch this series, which was kind of interesting. He must have something going on with him. But the back three, Lee, Suarez, and Iglesias, you feel like the game is over. Nobody's scoring when they get in, don't you think, Ryan?
It's good luck to the opposing team because they are just that good. They are that nasty. You got 94, 95 from the left side with a nasty slider, and then you got Suarez coming in with a 96 cutter, 100 gas, and then he's got a changeup that's 92 that falls off the table, and then you got Iggy, who was actually feeling a few years younger yesterday, throwing 97 miles an hour, and then he's got the really good changeup, and he added the slider back yesterday. I saw that, so I mean they're in mid-season form, and it's the beginning of May. They're looking really, really good.
Yeah, you're seeing Crawford. He had a pretty good series against. He got the home run off of them. Let's look at it offensively. Me and Ryan were on him in November, and we do appreciate y'all finally giving us the accolades because we're one of the two of the few that was on Dubon, being because he's such a clutch hitter. He comes up and absolutely rakes another ball for 2 runs to get the game tied. Dubon's just been specialist. And look, guys, he also in this series had 6 outs of 100 miles an hour or over. He's swinging the bat really good, Ryan.
Yeah, man, he's the little engine that could right now for this team. It seems like every time he comes up in a clutch situation, like you're about to see right here, he just finds a way. I mean, he doesn't always find a way, but it feels like more times than not he's coming through in those situations and he's driving in big runs for the team. There's a reason why he's hitting 4 or 5 in the lineup, and that's why he's a very good player. He's a very good hitter. What the stuff that him and Chipper went over in spring training is really paying off right now for his career and for the Atlanta Braves' success.
I agree, and he had a bat Monday night where he had the bases loaded. He had an absolute 107-mile-an-hour piss missile at Rosarena. He had one today where he just missed a double down the right field line. What Chipper Jones did for Mauricio Dubon is make him a contract. I believe 100% we're going to sign him to an extension. He's the perfect everyday guy that can play around the field, and I fully expect Alex to do that if he continues this up this season. So the game stays 2-2. They're not going to score. We know that, the back end of the bullpen, but how are we going to score against their bullpen? We come in number 2 bullpen. They come in number 4 bullpen. Overall stats, number 2 against number 3, and we'll talk about that in game 3. Y'all sent us some of the craziest notes on at this series. But with that said, how do you do it? You get one of the best closers in baseball to make one mistake with a slider, and Matt Olson does not miss this, Ryan. Hits it 400 and something feet. And as CJ said, not dead center, left center field for a home run, give us the lead and the win.
Yeah, I mean, if you tuned into the series preview over there on Hipcore, you would have known what the approach was, Ken. And the approach was to sit on that said slider because he throws it like 65% of the time, and he really just uses the fastball to get off of it. So there was really no point in setting on anything else. So my key was get the slider that popped out of the hand that, hangs a little bit too much in his zone. Matty-O got it, and he did not miss it. That was the only mistake he made the entire 2 games. So good on Olsen for putting it over the seats because I don't know if we win that game if he doesn't capitalize on that mistake.
We're definitely probably going to extra innings, and who knows how that's going to turn out for us. So it would have changed probably the whole series right there. But so we win the game 3-2. A couple of things that come out of this game. One is Michael Harris' legs look like they're coming back underneath him, Ryan. He played left field. He even played left field today in game three. So it looks like Michael is not going to have an IL stint, which is really a big thing for the Braves.
Yeah, it is, and thankfully because I'm tired of the bench being hamstrung by decisions at the front office. It's all it's it, listen. I know Michael has had come up with some big hits for us lately, right? Especially in Colorado, but dadgum have the injuries piled up to where it really limited to the roster, and that's kind of irritating. But overall, Michael, I'm glad you're back healthy because we need you roaming around in center field so Dubon can go play right field and they can lengthen the lineup out a little bit. Thank you for getting healthy.
Yeah, yeah. The other thing that come out of this game is they were trying to play Mateo with a bad finger. So after the game, they decided to finally bring up the kid Jarvis, who got his first start today in Game Three, and Mateo is going to try to tough it out. He did have a big base running blunder today, which was kind of weird. We'll talk about it here in a second. But what do you think about the kid Jarvis coming up?
I'm not. I know he was the kid that we got from what Detroit in the Montero deal. That got bless up right there. But I, I don't know how much Jarvis is going to help the team. I don't. He's not really highly rated on the prospect rankings, but he's been having a solid start at AAA, and he's going to be a speedy, athletic shortstop. So he should be able to field his position pretty well. And if he gets on base, he should be able to run a little bit. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting the kid to set the world on fire.
I'm not either, but what I'm expecting is when you get to number 13, you have to have a guy that gives you a lot of versatility. Now you say, well, he only plays short, but what he'll do, they'll allow Dubon not have to come to short. Dubon then can play anywhere in the outfield. It just build and maneuver people around, and we'll talk about what we think the roster is going to be after Game Three. But when the madman Korean gets up here, it's going to really change the whole thing. We'll see if Jarvis stays. Mateo might be going on the IL if Kim gets up here. We'll see how his finger is. It's hard to have a shortstop play when they've got a bad finger, so we'll see how that goes. So let's get to Game Three. Ryan told you all about how good Mr. Kirby is, and he backed it up. And I tried to tell you how good Brian Wu was, and Brian Wu said, "You know what? Hold my beer, George Kirby. I'm going to throw even a little bit better." He gave up one hit today in his outing. One thing we did good though, Ryan. I want you to address this because it's what you brought up in the hip call. We did get his pitch count up. But the one thing we did bad was, as you talked about, if we start seeing spin low, just let it go. And we had most of our strikeouts was chasing that off speed. It's really not going to be a strike. And that's what really got us in trouble in this game.
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch the full game, but from the clips that I saw, it did not look like Wu was establishing down in the zone. So it looked like he was establishing up in the zone, just like I said he was going to. Fastball is going to be up, and then he's going to play the off speed off of that. His off speed didn't have enough break for me where it was going to start at the top and finish down there in the bottom, right? He's going to start it low and it's going to finish low. So if it starts low, you should just let it go because I don't think he would have been able to. He wouldn't been able to tunnel as effectively, and that's where the hitter's aggressiveness takes over. So look, tip of the hat at the end of the day goes to Wu because I mean he made the pitches right. He had really good stuff. I know I saw one really good breaking ball. It was to, and I'm not defending Austin Riley here, but that
Sweeper.
breaking ball literally started high thigh and it broke down and away a little bit off the plate. Like that is the perfect breaking ball. Looks just like the fastball. Looks like it's going to ride up into the zone where he could get a hold of it and it just falls off the table. And that's what these guys were dealing with all night. It wasn't just Riley. It wasn't just Riley. We had one hit off of Brian Wu. So, I mean, a top five offense gets stifled by a guy who had his A+ stuff today. Like you tip your hat and move on, Ken. I mean, sometimes you just get got. Like, I don't know what everybody expects. You're not going to be perfect. These guys are human beings. They're going to make mistakes, right? But, they had him up, 100 pitches after 6 innings? I mean, that's about all you can ask for. And the Mariners also have one of the top bullpens in the game. So you're not getting anybody that's any easier. So again, the offense did pretty good for this series. They faced a lot of good arms. They worked a lot of good counts. They hit a lot of baseballs hard that they didn't get rewarded on. So again, it's just baseball. I know everybody hates that, but sometimes that's just baseball, guys.
It is. It's just baseball, and the fact of the matter is I was telling Ryan because Ryan was really busy, and I got to see the game. We just couldn't lay off that off speed. We had three times we were in full counts and we swung at a ball. It happened to be his changeup, which was really strange. We should have definitely laid off the changeup. One was Matt Olson, and there ain't nobody hotter on the planet than Matt Olson. So, guys, when you see a guy like Matt Olson strike out twice against a guy, that tells you right now how good that guy is. Now, the question was made to me by some of y'all in my inbox was, but he had struggled the last two games. That's when pitchers get scary. When pitchers, great pitchers, what do we say about Chris Sale when he had his bad outing? You better watch out. He's going to give you four good ones here behind it. That's what happened. So Brian Wu got his stuff. He fixed it up. He cleaned it up. Did have a bad start against the Royals. They hit some home runs. He'd given up 0 home runs in his first 5 games. He gave up all his home runs in the 2 games. And he was ready today, and there's that pitch. We just could not lay off that pitch today. And he was just difficult. I mean, he was difficult. And so you just, like Ryan says, you just tip your hat sometimes. Sometimes the other guy's just better than you are. And that's what happened. So let's look at our pitcher. We got to give him some more love. Martin Perez, I don't know why we keep doubting whether he should be in a rotation or not. That's an Alex and Walt question. That's way beyond me and Ryan's pay grade, and we trust him. But everything Martin has showed me this year, he should be the 5th starter in this rotation. He went 5 2/3 innings. He made this one bad pitch to Rodriguez, and he hung his changeup and hit it out of the ballpark. Other than that, he was excellent today, Ryan. And I'd like just to see him continue and being the number 5 man in the rotation.
Yeah, in my opinion, there's no need in seeing if Grant can continue to hold it down, move Grant to the bullpen. Perez has cleared Grant in the rotation this year. I mean, just look at the starts. You line up the numbers side by side, you'd see Perez as just the superior starting pitcher. That's not a slight on Grant. Grant's a good pitcher, but you're going to fit this team in the bullpen the best. You're going to be the most beneficial there right now, and you're going to help solidify the middle of the bullpen. That's been a struggle for us all year. So Perez needs to be coming in every 5 days. I mean, it's not like the Mariners' offense has been terrible to start the year, right? I don't think there's any question about that. But the guys in that lineup are pretty legit. They're just struggling, and Perez stifled them for 6+ innings today. Gave up 2 runs. I mean. I can't ask any more out of my number 5 starter right there, and he's done it multiple times. So I don't know. I don't know why anybody's questioning Perez at this point. You shouldn't. He's a really good pitcher, and he's pitching really well for us. So.
I think they're seeing it, and that's what's making the decisions kind of tough. So, like me and Ryan, we here at Hardcore Brace, we trust AA. So hopefully we'll get this thing ready to go. And they got plenty of time to figure out who's going to be healthy, who's going to be right. The one guy who looks to be getting a little gassed and maybe needs a few days off is Kenley. He come in today. They hit him again. His slider, when he's tired, he just hangs it right down the middle. So I think it's time to maybe he gets tomorrow off. I wouldn't mind him not seeing I wouldn't mind him not even pitching in the Dodger series. That's probably not going to happen, but if we can hold him to one time in the Dodger series, he would get Thursday and Monday. That'd be one time in 5 days. I think that'd be perfect for Tyler. How about you, Ryan?
I agree. And it is possible this series because you got your 3 horses going, right? So, I mean, look, Kenley's tired, man. He's pitched a lot. He's pitched a lot of really tight innings right now and innings that were really high leverage. So he's tired. And I'm not going to dog him out for a couple of outings where he hung a couple breaking balls and things went awry. It's going to happen over the course of 162 games, but he definitely needs some rest, and we're going to need the starting pitchers to go 7+ a couple times in this Dodgers series so he can rest, or we're going to need the offense to score 15 runs so he doesn't even have to worry about getting up in the bullpen.
So our one threat coming the 8th, you saw it. Yastrzemski just missed on a couple of pop-ups today. His swing looks way better, Ryan. I know you missed that, but he hammers a 105-mile-an-hour single. Murphy gets his first hit of the year on a sweeper going away from which Murphy sometimes misses. He's all right. Dom just misses this home run, putting us ahead. And so we're up down 2-1. They decide to run Mateo, and Mateo did the ultimate sin you can as a base runner. He took something for granted, and this is the play. He gets picked off. A good job by the Mariners bench because nobody in the stadium knew it, Ryan, and they were challenging. Everybody's like, "Why are they challenging for?" Mateo just can't get picked off there. He's got to have a little bit more sense of urgency. That's what Richardson told him, and he'll learn from that, won't he?
Yeah, for everybody crucifying him, my God, it's not like you haven't made a mistake at your job in your entire life, or when you were a kid. I mean, come on, man. Like, stuff happens. I get nine. Cam, me and you talked about this. 9 times out of 10, Mateo's already headed back to the base. He was doing his job. He was a little lackadaisical, but because nine times out of 10, it's not the perfect throw, right? That was the perfect throw, perfect tag right on him. That's why he was out. Look, it's going to teach him a lesson to always get back to the base with a sense of urgency because that could happen. But at the end of the day, you don't need to hang a guy out there to dry just because he made one mistake. Look, Mateo is not the reason why we lost this game. We lost this game because Brian Wu was absolutely disgusting, and then their relievers were absolutely disgusting on top of that. That's why we lost this game. It wasn't because of that. Did it help? Absolutely not. Was it the main reason why we lost? Nope. So that's what I got on that.
Too. Dieter come in and finished up the game. He got a little tired. He threw 47 pitches in his 2 innings, and they put a couple good swings. Cole Young is a really good rookie for them. He's a very good player, and he had a good day today, 3 for 4. We come up in the ninth. Matt just misses a home run. He got a little bit underneath it, but it really wouldn't have mattered. We got beat 3-1. We lose our first series of 2026. Oh, the world's coming to an end. It's not. We're the best, still the best record in baseball. And last I looked, the Phillies were struggling with the almighty A's tonight at home. So baseball's like that. Baseball is different. They just took the lead, but they'll probably win the game. But we're going to have at least an 8.5 game lead going into LA. You can't beat that. Got anything else to add from the game?
No, I mean, look, realistically, this is your toughest road trip of the year, right? You want to come out 5-4. That's the goal, 5-4. You won 3 in Colorado. You took 1 in Seattle. You got to take one in LA. And if you watch the hip call, I think we can do a lot better in LA than just one game. But you're gonna have to tune in for that to see my opinions on that. So, but
I'm looking forward to doing the hip call because I see a lot of possibility, especially in game 1 and 2. Speaking of the Dodgers, let's go ahead and get into it in a little bit after we do our play of the series and MVP of the series. It's kind of hard. It was so easy for us for a while because
we were spoiled.
we were spoiled. We had too many. This is a little bit harder series. We'll start with the play of the series. What do you got, Ryan?
Play of the series. We can't go Braves, right? Because we lost, right?
You could, I mean, but it's
Could,
kind of
but
hard.
play of the series, Brian Wu. He was disgusting. And there's just nothing the Braves could do about it, and that's the reason why we lost this series. I mean, you could have also gone play of the series or decision of the series. The thing we already talked about in the coach's corner was J.R. Ritchie staying out there a little bit longer, but I'm giving it to Brian Wu for shoving it up our rear ends today.
I think that's excellent. I think Brian Will, you know what I think of him? I want him to be an Atlanta Brave. I think he's a wonderful young pitcher. I'm going to go where you were thinking about going. I think the difference in this series, us losing it and them winning it, was the fact that our bullpen was gassed coming out of Colorado, which almost every team is that way, and us having to try to get to the 6th inning. I don't want to put blame on anybody. It just happens. It's not Walt's fault. It's not AA's fault. It's not J.R. Ritchie's fault. It's not anybody's fault. It's the fact of the matter is when you come out of Colorado, that first game out of Colorado is difficult because most time your bullpen is gassed because they've had to throw so much in Colorado. So that is the play of the series to me. It made the difference in the series. We did talk about on episode 14. Check it out. I do think that Walt maybe should have had somebody up in the bullpen, but after seeing Kenley so gassed this series, it might not have made a difference anyhow. So that's my play of the series. How about your MVP of the series?
Oh, do we still go Brave or do we go Mariner here because we lost the series?
You can go either way.
Either way, okay. Big Texas. Bryce Elder's my MVP for the series because we needed him to go 6, 7 innings, and he gave us another 6 inning, 2 earned run performance. That gave us a chance to win. That was the reason why we were able to win one game was because of Big Texas. So that's my MVP.
That's a pretty good MVP. I'll go to the guy that we seem to have a tough time getting out in games 1 and 2, and that's J.P. Crawford. J.P. Crawford had a phenomenal series. He's not known for power. He can't hit home runs. He's a little bit like our Hassan Kim. He can hit home runs, and he hits them in big spots, and he did against us. He gave him the lead in game 2. It wasn't for the fact that Big Texas and our bullpen pitched so well, we might have lost that game too. We could have got swept. Everybody wants to talk about how we lost the series. We should have won the series because of game 1. We could have easily got swept. That's how baseball is. But I'll give J.P. Crawford some love, and we'll have him. But if I was picking a Brave, it would be Bryce Elder. He's been nails for us. So, all right. So let's get to the next series. It's the Evil Empire. We're going to LA. They're coming out of a Houston series where, unluckily, their offense kind of woke up. That kind of sucks. The one guy who still hasn't woke up is Otani. But this is what we're getting. We're getting Emmett Sheehan, Roki Sasaki, and the guy y'all have never heard of who's the best of the three, and that's Justin Robleski. They're going to pitch against us, and we're going to throw technically maybe our big three back at him. I'd like to have Elder in this series. We are going to have Elder maybe in this series, are we or not? We're going to have Sale, Strider, and Elder. Elder is going to throw this series. Yep. Because they're going to skip over the kid. Yep. So that's good. So we're going to try to throw our big three. They're going to throw three. They're coming in kind of banged up in the bullpen. Diaz, their closer, is out. They still have very good arms. We'll go over and Braves Hipcole who they are. And but how do you see this series breaking down?
Sweep if we're sweeping. Yeah.
Well, you woke me up.
I don't like any of the pitchers that the Dodgers have going against us. I don't think they have shit that we can't handle, if I'm being honest, Ken. Like I did the breakdown. Like every single one of their pitchers is very hittable. I know you like the third one, but the third one only has 2 pitches. And if one of them ain't working that night, he's in trouble. And that Dodger bullpen ain't very good. So I think we're sweeping.
I like Robleski. I think the big start will be the middle one. You got two guys who have both been struggling. Whichever one pitches well between, or Strider going game 1 or 2. Wherever one Strider goes is going to be 2. Yeah, Strider against Sasaki is going to be an interesting pitching matchup. You might want to take the over in that game. But we'll see. We'll see. I
That
do
might
like
be an offensive blowout there in game 2 on both
I do like
sides.
Sale. I do like the Robleski kid. He can pitch for me, but I like Bryce Elder more. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go 2 out of 3. I'll let you take the sweep. That way, when you're right, because I can see us doing that. And I like some of our fans that kind of get a little negative during games. The Jason Rees, the Meadows, guys that we like. We like them. We like them. They're big fans of this show. Boy, they got their wheels underneath them after the series, and they started talking about a sweeping too, Ryan. So if we're going to sweep them, we better hit some. And so who's your pick to click in this series?
It's gonna have to be. You know what? He always struggles against the Dodgers, and he's always been in the shadow of the other first baseman. Matt Olson's gonna go absolutely freaking berserk this series, and he is gonna absolutely wear explicative incoming their bleeping asses out this series. That's my pick to click for this series, Ken. Matt Olson.
I think he'll have a good series as well. I am going to go with money. I'm going to go with Michael Harris. Michael had some swings today. He got an offer or whatever. But when I know a hitter is on, it's when they don't have a good day and they look pissed. Michael had one of those days. Like he is like, yeah, I'm better than this. I expect Michael to take a good day off. Legs feel good. I expect Michael to go yard a couple of times this weekend. I think he'll have a big series, and I think he will help us win 2 out of 3. And I hope you're right. I hope we sweep this thing. And if we sweep the Dodgers, y'all calm down. We didn't just win the World Series. I know how y'all do. Y'all go the other way too, but it's a big series. I'm going to take Money Mike. What do you think about Money Mike?
He's going to struggle, I think, against. It's not even going to be the lefty. I think he's okay with the slider. I think Rocky's split is going to give him trouble in game 2. He has a really difficult time with the split, but I think he can do well in every other game.
Let me tell you why I think he's going to do good against Sasaki. I think he's going to walk a lot. Sasaki has a tough time locating, and this Michael wants to tape it. Now, he worried me a little bit today swinging at that Brian Wu changeup in the dirt when he struck out.
That's a different level changeup right there.
It is.
There's going to be a reason why. Well, I got a really good solid game plan for you guys over on the Hip Call. I'm telling you, you're going to want to check this out. There's a reason why Roki is not Roki Sasaki from Japan over in the States, because the States figured him out. I figured him out. You're going to want to tune in for that.
Amen. Amen. I'm excited about being on it. All right, so let's go through the roster moves. So we got a lot of moving parts here. Hassan Kim had another good night for Gwinnett up in Norfolk. He has got to be coming back. Now, whether they make the trend here, I think what they want to do is wait till they get home, so I don't have to do that, hold this thing here. But with Mateo's finger, I would not be surprised if Hassan Kim's on a plane tomorrow and he lands in L.A. and they make the move Sunday that Jorge's going on, or as what last come, Georgie. Georgie's going on the IL, and Hassan Kim will be in the starting line. I was almost so sure it was going to happen. I almost picked him as my pick to click tonight, but I'm not sure he's going to be in the lineup, so I took money. But so he's going to come, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is not a twofer. This is not Dylan Dodd. Now, look, don't kill AA if he does this, Ryan. But Fuentes did just throw 50 pitches. He's probably not going to throw this weekend.
I don't care. Anything that Didier could come out of the bullpen, he could be throwing 88-mile-an-hour meatballs, and that's more productive than what Bummer can do.
Just don't be surprised if Didier goes down just for the 7 days, just to let him get some rest and pitch one time. And I wouldn't be surprised if he don't come back and maybe even start or something like that. But we'll see what happens. But Dylan, I think Dylan and Hassan Kim both are in play to come up this weekend. We need both of those guys. We need both of them. And so if Hassan comes up this weekend, what does the lineup look like to you, Ryan?
Ooh. You know what I'm going to do?
He's
going straight to the one hole.
Yeah.
He's going straight to the one hole. I want Drake back in 2. I want Ozzy or Matt 3. I want the other one 4. I guess, nope, Dubon stay in 5, Big Thick 6. And then you can figure out 7, 8, 9 for whoever's in the lineup on that day. But that's what I got.
I do too.
That's a good 1 through 6.
I put Hassan in the leadoff. I mean, that's what I would do, and bat him in front of Drake. I think that's, you get them 2 in front of Ozzy and Matt. That could be run. So we'll see. That's just what we're thinking. Going into the Dodger series. Hope everybody's excited because we got a really good ball team, and it is a shop of horrors. I don't want to keep hearing about how we always lose in Seattle. Everybody always loses in Seattle. The Yankee fans, I almost brought Jeremy on tonight, Ryan, because they go out there and they get swept all the time in Seattle. Like, it's a hard road trip to go up to the Northwest. I don't know if anybody would listen to CJ. They got on a plane in Colorado, and it was a long flight to Seattle. It's not a short flight. It's a long drive. It's like, and so that's a tough place to play. And like Ryan says, we come out 5-4 of this road trip. Excellent. Good road trip.
Nah, coming out with only 2 losses, chat. You got to believe. You got to believe.
I'm all for it. All right, before we get you out of here, our final thought of the night. What you got, Ryan?
The evil Empire's not winning the World Series this year, Ken. They ain't got it. And they don't want this smoke that we're about to give them. They don't want it. They don't want it.
My final thoughts don't echo his, and we don't ever talk about our final thoughts. We don't want to do all that. The Dodgers are not going to three-peat, and the Dodgers are not going to the World Series. And I don't know if it's us I think it's us, but the Padres, the Central looks really good this year. They're playing some really good baseball. And me and Ryan have a little beverage bet on the Phillies. I think he's getting a little bit more nervous now, but the Phillies, he's not getting nervous, but he will by September. The Phillies are going to be back in this thing. They got too good of a ball club.
They got to play the
And,
Braves, man. They can't play us this year.
oh,
We're
they're
their
going to go
daddy right now.
they're going to go 2-5 in those games. I know they are, but everybody else, they're fine. So that's our final thought. We're going to get out of here. Y'all, we appreciate y'all. Remember, follow us at Hardcore Braves on all the social platforms. We got at Weaver Cards is on YouTube, and he's on TikTok, and he's on X. You got Erin on deck. She's on TikTok, X. You got at Lethal Platty. He's on TikTok, X. They're on everything. And my guy Ryan, I'm so proud of him today. He's on X and YouTube. And guess what he did today? I'm gonna let him tell you. He's on something else. What'd you do?
I'm on the dreaded TikTok, Ken. I'm on the dreaded TikTok, the one app I swore I'd never get. But you know what? Part of me really wants to do this for a living, and I appreciate you guys who do support us. So if you do like this content and you do like us, please share it with your friends. Share it all over social media. Help us grow, because I would love to do this for a living where I could give y'all every single breakdown that you want. But right now, I got to work a 9 to 5. So until then, it's going to be spacey.
He's going to be on all of them, and that's going to be just so we'll tag him and all that, so you can find his TikTok channel as well. I've been talking to CJ Nikowski. If everything goes well, we'll have an interview with CJ tomorrow afternoon, and we also have some new news to announce. We've added another addition to Hardcore Braves. We're looking for talented people, so that's going to be a surprise tomorrow. And hopefully we'll have CJ. I wrote him, have a safe flight. You know, he has all kind of stuff going on, so he's supposed to meet us tomorrow. So hopefully he'll have his interview up. If not, we'll definitely get him soon. Again, check Brady Penn. He did on episode 14. Check it out. We love you, Braves country, and as always, we're out of here. Peace.
You know what, boys? You guys are going to be world champions for the rest of your life.